Hello guys, we continue with our subject of Kimiwasaroppo, of the idea of pinning the opponent on the floor. We did already some videos about pinning the opponent on his back. Now we will continue with pinning the opponent on his stomach, which is for sure very often more easy and more convenient to do. There are two possibilities of how to pin the opponent. One is we put the arm straight on the floor and then we do a transition to another technique. Or we can bring the opponent down and have the arm right away vertically in the air and go there into our joint locks. So we always start from the stand-up position. In a situation like here, choking up, we react with a Ura Gyaku, with a basic technique, and I bring Micha's wrist right under my foot. We see here Micha is very, very flexible in the arm, so I go a little bit higher on my ankle and still have a good joint lock. That's the first simple possibilities. I go here into a takiori and then I put pressure on the tendon of his triceps. I can do this with the forearm or even with the shin. This hurts a lot. Then I transition into that position that the arm is vertically, and I bring pressure onto his shoulder blade or on his neck, and we show it once more. I bring him down immediately. I bring the foot under his wrist and give pressure into the arm, and I press with my shoulder, with my body weight, not with the arm, so I have much more control in that and can stand up here very, very easy, as you see, and make my distance. So once more with Martin, I do my Ura Gyaku, bring him down, and I do a turning motion to bring him down, and I have my foot right under his wrist. And here you see Martin is not that flexible. Here is also already the end of the movement. If I go lower with him, more pressure, I would break his arm. I step closer with my left knee, and now I can do the transition into the other joint lock. I go into his neck and can do that joint lock. As you see, I turn on my left knee, I use my body for the turning, and now can come to a situation where I lock him up and still control him here on the neck. Do this careful. I do this with the shin. I can even slide a little bit on his neck. This is very, very dangerous and also very painful. So do it very careful with your student or with your training partner. So Micha is doing it once more. He's going down in a nice movement, keeps the pressure, and here he goes already into that vertical joint lock and brings a lot of pressure into the arm, and now we can lock him up. This is a mistake what we show now. Normally the knee is on the shoulder blade. If you don't do that, as you see, Micha can escape. He can bring himself up and bend down, and then you lose control on the situation. So stay with that. I show here once more how I would do that. So I bring him down. I do this careful, and immediately I go with my knee over his shoulder blade, very close to the arm, so he has not much possibilities to move. I bring pressure towards his neck. We call this technique glider, and as you see, I can switch and turn with my knees as the situation demands it. I still have a good overview over my surrounding and can stand up very easy. So now I see a little mistake with Michael. He's losing the control a little bit. as Martin pulls down his hand. Micha is able to still to control him with the left arm, as you see. He's doing a nice Henka variation, so I show it once more. I use my thigh, my left thigh here, for controlling him. It's like a ramp, so to say. So Martin's hand is sliding down my thigh and I can follow him. I let the opponent slide down if he wants to, and then I continue with controlling him. So now next is Ura Gyaku, very typical classical joint lock. You find it in a lot of martial arts, and we use that also for controlling an opponent on the floor. I'm with both knees on Martin's back, and I cradle, so to say, with my thighs, his upper arm, his elbow. He cannot move much, and I have a lot of control and use that also as a leverage for the joint lock, and still can also attack here nerve points on his kidneys, for example, and still have a lot of control and stand up very easy. That's very important for me. Next is Ura Gyaku. We bring the opponent down. I give pressure into the shoulder joint directly, and now I sit down, bring pressure on the shoulder blade, and the joint lock goes towards the neck again, and I keep my legs separated and have a very good base and can put in a lot of pressure. Now I transition to standing, still have the joint lock on the elbow and on the wrist, and stand up.